coming in, Cookie Buddy. Welcome to Cookie Buddy Nation. And Jinx, thank you so much for the shout out. Let me also give you a shout out as well. Thank you so much. Welcome to another 5th anniversary special stream. So, today, we're going to be answering your guys' questions. So, all of these questions are from my Marshmallow page. And if you guys have additional questions that you want to ask, please feel free to type it in the chat. And I'll be more than happy to answer the question. Please do keep in mind that when you guys are asking your guys' questions, to do keep them Twitch POS appropriate because we will be reading it on stream. Hi, Lucifer! Welcome! Yeah, how you guys all doing so far? You guys all doing good? Yeah! So, we're going to be answering all of your guys' questions today. So, if you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to let me know. How's everybody all doing today? You guys all doing good? How is everybody? Doing good. I'm glad you're doing well. So, with that being said, let's go over the questions. Alright, so we have a couple questions that we're going to go over today on my Marshmallow that was submitted. So, thank you to everybody for submitting their questions. So, we're going to first get through all the Marshmallow questions. And then right after this, we're going to get through any questions that you guys may have in the chat. So, if you guys have any questions you guys wanted to ask me, feel free to do so. I'll be answering all of you guys' questions, and I'll be presenting some of my advice that I have. Okay. This first question starts from on Marshmallow. So, first question of the stream is, who has been your biggest inspiration? So, for those of you that are wondering about my inspiration, I first started to become a VTuber back in 2020. So, at the time that I first started, I was not streaming on a gaming PC like I am nowadays. I was originally streaming on an all-in-one PC when I first started. But when I became a VTuber, before I got into VTubing, I was really into several different VTubers at the time. So I was into Seikyu. So Seikyu is a VTuber that has since graduated. So he was a VTuber that I enjoyed watching and was one of my inspirations for becoming a VTuber. And then another one, it was Iron Mouse. So I first got into Iron Mouse around the time as well, and that's how I discovered about VTubing as well, was also through Iron Mouse. So around the time that I discovered Seikyu, I also discovered Iron Mouse too. And what made me really inspired by Mousy, by Iron Mouse, was her determination, her story of all the things that she overcame to get to where she is today. You know, her story of perseverance and never giving up despite circumstances is really inspirational to me. And then I was like, wow, Iron Mouse is so inspirational. Like, her story is such an inspiration. So, you know, hearing about Iron Mouse's story and everything that she went through, you know, it was a big inspiration for me. And one of the reasons, also one of the VTubers that also inspired me to become a VTuber. But I'll have to say that there's another inspiration, and it's Nyanners. So around the time that I discovered Seikyu, I also discovered Nyanners too. So I actually discovered Iron Mouse and Nyanners through Seikyu, and that was how I first heard about these three VTubers that inspired me to become a VTuber. So when I actually at the time when I started watching the VTubers, it was really really cool to see those VTubers, interacting with their chat and then interacting with each other. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. This could be a really great idea. This sounds really really fun. So I decided, to become a VTuber so I can do some art streams originally. Because before I became a VTuber, I was originally doing designs, yeah, under the Cookies Boutique name. So I was originally doing Cookies Boutique merch designs. So that was, one of my main reasons why I wanted to go into VTubing originally was to design art for my merch. But since then, I've grown to really love VTubing. The community and all of the creative things that they can do, like concerts, panels, etc. So, yeah. But I have to say, my biggest inspiration as a VTuber has definitely. We got IRLs to thank for inspiring you. Yeah! Also, hi, Shia! Shinoshi! Hello! Yeah! IRLs is a big inspiration. And she is the reason why I am in the VTubing space right now. It's because of her. And, she was my reason why, she was the reason why I got to try out VTubing in the first place. It was because of IRLs. And her story, her background, everything that she overcame. Even though I don't know it, her story's probably crazy. Yeah, she went through a lot. So when I heard about IRL's story and like everything she went through to get to where she is right now, it really does inspire me a lot. So it really, really does inspire me a lot. You know, the fact that IRL's overcame so much over the past couple years, the many years that she's been a VTuber, it's just amazing, you know. And now IRL is one of the most popular VTubers in the world, and I'm just very proud of her and everything that she's done. She's done a lot. She's accomplished a lot, and she's inspired so many people, including myself. And you know, she is a really big inspiration. Yeah, but yeah, I do have Mouse to thank. I do have IRL to thank for you know the inspiration. She has, yeah, she has accomplished so much. Despite everything, despite the perseverance, she has accomplished so much. And it makes me want to keep pushing forward. You know, I'm very very proud of Iron Mouse. With everything that she's overcame, she is a big inspiration of mine. Huge inspiration. But yeah, I did explain this on my VTubers 101 panel that Iron Mouse was my biggest inspiration and the reason why, one of the main reasons why I'm in the VTubing space right now. So, big thank you to Iron Mouse for being an inspiration. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Alright. So, what is your favorite dinosaur? Yeah. Indeed, Shinoshi, Eyemouse is such an inspiration. Seeing how much Eyemouse has overcame so much over the past couple years, and now she's one of the most successful VTubers in the world. It's really inspirational. And I did explain this in my VTubers 101 panel as well. So if you guys ever go to KawaiiCon and you see me talking about, the VTubers that have inspired me, I'll definitely say it was Iron Mouse. So, what is my favorite dinosaur? Well, that is a tough question. So, my favorite dinosaur. Hmm. I like a lot of types of dinosaurs, especially like T Rex, because you guys know the movie Jurassic World, right? Has anybody watched the movie Jurassic World? Like Jurassic Park? Easy question because I only know three. I'm gonna say a C. So I have to say, like a T Rex is really cool. A pterodactyl seems cool. And a triceratops. Speaking of dinosaurs, I actually remember when I got to go to this dinosaur exhibit one time many years ago at a museum. So many years ago at an exhibit, we got to learn more about the dinosaurs and all the fossils of the dinosaurs and the history of the dinosaurs around them. So we got to discover like fossils and learning about how dinosaurs played a huge part in in the history of human evolution. So it was one of like the most interesting stuff I have ever encountered. So that was a really really cool exhibit. Learning about dinosaurs, the history of evolution, and how dinosaurs affected time and history. I wish I could go to a dinosaur museum and see like fossils. Yeah, I don't think it was a dinosaur museum from what I remember. I think it was like more like a what was it? Let me see. It was like a history museum. So it wasn't like a dinosaur museum, but it was like a history museum, and they just happened to have a dinosaur exhibit. Yeah, like how dinosaurs played in the evolution history. So, so like coexistence. Yeah, but yeah, it was very interesting to learn about dinosaurs and human history. So like how the dinosaurs never coexisted. Now, what's your favorite though? Okay, so my favorite. That is a hard question. So I really like the T Rex. I find T Rexes to be cool, especially in Jurassic. So have you guys ever watched Jurassic Park? So fun fact though. Fun fact though. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was actually filmed. It was actually filmed at a ranch. So there's a fun fact that the dinosaur movie Jurassic Park was actually filmed on a ranch. So and then when I was at like the theme park and we went on the Jurassic Park ride, I always thought the old one. Yeah, I think it's the original one. Yeah, I think it was the original one. I haven't watched Jurassic Park in a while. Or I've seen the Jurassic Park movies in a while, but I have learned that Jurassic Park was filmed at a ranch that I recognize. So that was how I was able to find the T-Rex is really cool because, in the Jurassic Park movie, the T-Rex flies. They fly around and it's so cool, watching them on live. And then whenever and there was a flying dinosaur. It wasn't a T-Rex though. It wasn't a flying T-Rex. No, it wasn't a T-Rex. No, T-Rex is one of my favorite. Oh, it was a pterodactyl. Oh, it was the what is it? Oh, it was a pterosaurus. They're not a dinosaur though. Oh, that's what it was. Pterodon. That's what it was. Flying T-Rex is crazy, yeah. I wasn't sure what the dinosaur was called in the Jurassic Park movie because it's been a long time since I last seen Jurassic Park. But a pterosaur, and a pterodon. It's one of my favorite dinosaurs because I always like to see the dinosaurs flying in the movie. As for T-Rex, I like T-Rex. Also, another contender in the Jurassic Park franchise. So, that one is super cool. You can always see a T-Rex. And then there's also another one as well. So, there's what was it? The Triceratops, right? Oh, yes! The Triceratops in Jurassic Park. So, I really like how the Triceratops is so unique, especially in the movies. Like, the Triceratops has a very unique ability because of the horns. Yeah, because of the horns! Yeah, that's what makes the dinosaurs so unique in the movie. It's the horns on the dinosaur, the Triceratops. But yeah, if you ever definitely go to, if you ever go to Universal Studios, feel free to check out the Jurassic Park ride. It's super interactive. It's like really, really interactive. It's like a movie. It's like you're in the Jurassic Park movie. Many years ago, I actually do remember going to Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park ride. I went to the Orlando one. Oh, that's awesome! I think the one that I went to, the one that I went to was in Hollywood, though. Yeah, the one that I went to was in Hollywood. That was a long time ago. Yeah. Oh, I see. I wanted to go to the one in. Oh, you went to the Hollywood one too? Oh, awesome! Yeah, there's one in Orlando. But I haven't been to the Orlando one. I haven't been to a theme park in a long time. The last time I went to a theme park, it was Disneyland, and then I went to Universal Studios Hollywood. The Star Road. Yeah, I think I remember that too. I think I do remember that as well. Like you got to walk on the Star Road, and I thought it was super cool. The last time I went to Universal Studios, though, I got to go to the Sad Real store over there, and I thought it was super cool. So, but yeah, I haven't been to Universal Studios in a long time. I haven't been to a theme park in a long time. Well, yeah, I think the last theme park I went to, it was. Oh, sorry about the ads. Sorry about that. Oh, welcome back. Okay, so The last time I did went to Universal Studios Hollywood, it was the Sanrio store. So that was the one that I went to many years ago. And I did remember getting to see Hello Kitty and SpongeBob too. So when I got to be Hello Kitty and SpongeBob, because for those of you that don't know me, I've been a long time Sanrio fan. So I was excited, when I got to go to the Sanrio store, the Hello Kitty store in Sanrio. So when I got to be Hello Kitty, I was so excited because I've been a long time fan of Hello Kitty for a long time. So, I'm a long time Sanrio fan, and Hello Kitty is one of my favorite Sanrio characters of all time. So when I got to go be Hello Kitty at Universal Studios, it was awesome. Oh, right, thank you for the headpad! Was this recent? I think it was around 2018, 2019. So, I think it was around 2018, 2019. But it has been a long time since then. I'm not so sure if they still have the Hello Kitty store. But what I remember, I think they do still have the Sanrio. They still do have the Sanrio, but it's been a long time. Yeah. It's been a long time since I last went to... Oh wait, hold on. Is the Hello Kitty store still open? Hold on. It's been a long time since I last went to... Oh yeah, they do! They still do have Sanrio at Universal Studios, so they still do. They still do. Yeah, they still do. They still do. But now they also have the Sanrio Smile Shop as well, so that was why. Yeah. I remember going to the Walking Dead haunted house. That was sick. Am I say a C? Oh, a haunted house! I haven't been to the haunted house in a long time. I haven't been to a haunted house in so long. Now over here, we do have a haunted house experience that's quite popular, but it's like only during like Halloween month. So like a lot of people go during Halloween month. And the last time I went many years ago to a haunted house, it was super scary. It was really, really scary. But it was so much fun. Yeah. It was really, really scary. It was super, super scary. Yeah. I'll type it in the chat what's it called if you guys are wondering about what the haunted house is. But that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. There is also like a drive-through haunted house too. I got to go to a haunted house that was also drive-through, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So it does provide some sense of security. So like the last time I remember I went to a haunted house, it was like the drive-through haunted house. So the car did provided a lot of security, so it wasn't as scary as I thought. But the other haunted house I went to, yeah, that was scary for me. I was so scared. I was really, really, really scared. But the other haunted house, when it was a drive-through haunted house, yeah, that wasn't as scary for me. But when I went to the other haunted house, which was a drive-through haunted house with Mama Usagina was scared though. Yeah, I went to the drive-through haunted house of Baba Usagita, and Baba Usagita was pretty scared. Yeah, but I wasn't that scared because it was in the car. But yeah, I did feel really bad for Baba Usagita because she was really scared. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of haunted houses, speaking of haunted houses, since we're on the topic of haunted houses, so so haunted houses. Before we do switch over to another question, can't believe you would do that to them. Don't worry, I made sure Baba Usagita was alright. I made sure Baba Usagita was okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. I made sure that Baba Usagita was alright after what happened, but she was pretty scared. Yeah, she was pretty scared. Okay, so next question is about advice as a 5-year experienced VTuber. So I've gotten a lot of questions about, the advices that I've had, all the challenges that I faced as a VTuber for the past 5 years. So I'm gonna go over all the experience. Yeah, no worries. I fixed the text, but yeah. So advice as a 5-year experienced VTuber. So for those of you guys who have been wondering about, my experience with, being a 5-year VTuber. I've been in the VTubing industry for the past 5 years now. And I've seen I've seen I've seen the community change. I've seen the community come and go, with a lot of changes that definitely has happened over the past 5 years that I've been in the scene. And I've seen VTubers graduate, I've seen VTubers come and go. As it definitely has changed a lot since then. When I first started streaming back in 2020, when I first started streaming back in 2020 at the time, and I was streaming at the time, we didn't really had we didn't really have like a lot of the pre-made models like we do nowadays. Nowadays, if you ever wanted to get started in live 2D, there are plenty of different options out there for custom made models, like customizable models. And when I first actually started using live 2D, I actually first started with the Sakuraimon pre-made model before I switched over to this model, which is a custom made one from Barbados. But back when I first started at the time, I was using a VC face model at the time. So the model I was using was a VC face model. So I actually didn't use VC face when I actually first started. So at the time I first started, I did not have a gaming PC. In fact, when I first started as a VTuber, I can show you guys what I'm talking about. This was what my setup looked like in 2020. You guys ready? Are you guys ready to see what my setup looked like back in 2020? Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. what my setup looked like back in 2020. So, this was my first stream at the time. This was my first stream. Are you guys ready to see what my first stream looked like? I'm expecting a box and table. Yeah, it actually was kind of like a box and table at the time. Before I had this just chatting overlay, I didn't have any overlay back in 2020. So this was my first stream. Hold on. Let me see if I could pull it up. Hold on. Okay. So, I'm gonna pause this one. This was me in 2020. This was me back in 2020. At the time. I was streaming on a laptop and an all-in-one. At the time. I was streaming on a laptop. So, when I actually first started, I was streaming on a laptop. So this was what my overlay looked like at the time. I didn't have a chatting overlay. I didn't have like the notification overlays at the time. This is what it looked like. So I'll play the video so you guys can see. So, not even full screen. Yeah. At the time, I was streaming on an all-in-one, and I was streaming on a laptop. So my very first experience with streaming was actually not on a gaming PC. It was on an all-in-one Dell PC. So at the time, the average frame rate of my streams was about 9 to 10 FPS. So it looked like this. And yeah, it was a Dell all-in-one. So my very first experience with streaming on a PC was a Dell all-in-one Inspiron PC, which ran AMD A8. So that was my very first experience. It was a Dell Inspiron all-in-one with a touchscreen. So that was my first experience. Yeah. You can see how the quality in 2020 has definitely upgraded a lot. This was actually a model that I actually designed originally with Voidoid. So I was using a lot of the pre-made models at the time because I didn't really know how to make a model, like a Voidoid model. So let me show you guys what my Voidoid model looks like now. So this is now. So I'll pull up the example of a Voidoid model. This is me now. This was my most recent Voidoid model right here. My most recent one. This one. That was revealed at my birthday celebration. This is 2025. Oh. Hold on. But yeah. This is... Oh yeah, by the way, I got some new BGMs I made using GroovePad, so... I didn't realize it was on the starting Soup BGM, and I had to switch it back to my chatty BGM, so I'm so sorry. Yeah. So... This is... 2025. And this is 2020. So, if you guys look very closely, there are some differences. So, there are a lot of differences between the 2020 Voidoid model and my... Hold on. 2025 model. Yeah, right here. That was my setup in 2020. There was no just chatting overlay, no notification overlay, and the streams at the time they averaged like 9 to 10 FPS at the time. At the time, and then I can show you guys another stream that took place in 2021. This was the first Pink Bunny model I've ever used. 10 FPS is tragic. Yeah. It was like around 9 to 10 FPS. So because at the time I couldn't even stream a lot of games. So this was my setup at the time. Over here in 2021. So as you can see, I used a Pink Bunny made PNG model. So this is what it is. So as you can see, there is no overlay. And you can tell from the FPS, I'm gonna play it. And you guys can let me know what are your thoughts on this. But you can tell that compared to now, the gameplay is a lot more smoother. Yeah. Oh, it's fire. Yeah. That's what it was at the time. So that's what it was at the time. It was just a Pink Bunny made PNG that I made and what it takes. In fact, my Twitch username was not originally called Cookie Usagita. It only became known as Cookie Usagita at the end of 2020. So at the time when I first started, I wasn't even known as Cookie Usagita. I was known as Pink Bunny Cookie. Yeah. No worries, it's all good. Sorry about the ads, by the way. I'll play the video in the meantime so you guys can compare it to nowadays. So you guys can tell me in the chat what are your guys' thoughts on the differences between my streams back then and my streams now. So let me play the video real quick. But yeah, you could tell at the time the gameplay averaged about 9 to 10 FPS per game. that was based off of my Pink Bunny maid design. So the design concept was by me. The final design was based by Awesomeness. But yeah, are you guys ready to see what my stream looked like back in 2021? So, this was 2021. So, yeah, it's evolving. Yeah. So, this was 2021. So, I didn't set it up the chat back then. So, this was my chat. It was from the Twitch application. So, I had my Discord chat over here. And then, let me play the video. But yeah. As you can tell, this was 9 to 10 FPS. This was my first overlay I did. And I did this all using, I think, Clip Studio at the time. So I just drew all of my overlay. And it looked like this. Nowadays, though, my overlays are done using Canva. Like, the current overlay that you guys are seeing is a combination of Canva and Clip Studio Paint. But back then, this was all done using Clip Studio. Yeah. It looked like this. It has stripe to it. Yeah! There's the Pon over here. Very similar to what I have for my current overlay. So my current chatting overlay, actually has Pon over here. Just like my original overlay, as you guys can see over here. So it looks like this. Looks like this. But yeah, shout out to Awesomeness, by the way, for creating this model, because this was the model I've been using for many, many years before I switched over to the Sakuraimon one and the G43 T-Doll one. But yeah, thank you so much, Awesomeness, for creating my very first VTuber model as a bunny mage. Not bunny mage, bunny mage. Thank you so much for creating this model, Awesomeness. Awesomeness is so awesome. Yeah. He based it off of my own idea. So I did the concept art actually. So if you go back to my original, this was the design it was based out of. And then Awesomeness just turned it into a Vitoid. And then this was 2021. A couple months later, I got another overlay revamp. This is the one that was done by another VTuber at the time. So this is when I started using the Kuki Usagina name, by the way. So this is when I first started using the Kuki Usagina name. So you guys can see. Yeah, this one is done, I think, by Emmy. Yeah, Emmy. I actually first got this overlay via Twitter, so that was how I was able to get the overlay. But at the time, it was via Twitter. It was via Twitter at the time. So that was how I got this overlay via Twitter. But yeah, at the time, I didn't really know much about display capture or window capture because I was using It's Always Been Pink. Yeah, but actually it wasn't always pink because there's also another overlay that was not pink. So that was actually display capture. But yeah. Let me show you guys a little bit of what the gameplay looks like back then. So If you guys are wondering about what my gameplay clips look like, my just chatting looks like as well. Wait, hold on, hold on. Oh yeah, this was when I did a watch along. Oh yeah, right. This is when I did a watch along of my older streams back then. This one. This one. But yeah. Fun fact, the display at the time, it was display capture. So, not window capture like it is now, but back then it was just display capture. So, this is what it looked like back then. But yeah, it definitely does bring back a lot of memories. You know, looking back at all of my older clips and videos and my VODs and seeing how far I've came since then. So it definitely has changed a lot. But then fast forward to an art stream I did. Let me show you guys. Oh yeah, I did some VR chat too. I did some VR chat. But yeah, each and every single time I would play games like VR chat, it was very, very choppy because of the FPS at the time. So this was when I did some art back then. So I would draw on the touchscreen since at the time my PC was a touchscreen, so I would draw on the PC as a drawing tablet while I was streaming. Yeah. So this program was called Medibag. This was a program I used to use before I switched over to Clip Studio. VR chat on the Dell? Yeah. I can show you guys what VR chat looks like on the Dell. So this was back when I was streaming on the Dell. So let me show you guys. Speaking of the PC, by the way, I'm very grateful that I got to stream on the Dell Inspiron All-in-One because it really got me to get started in content creation. Even though in the beginning it wasn't perfect, you know, looking back, I'm very, very glad that despite the technical difficulties and the PC at the time, you know, I never gave up on streaming and VTubing. So, you know, looking back, I'm very, very glad that I didn't give up on streaming and VTubing at the time. But yeah, that was what it looked like on the Dell. That's what it looked like on the Dell. So as you can tell, it was around 9 to 10 FPS at the time. But I was very limited in the games I could play because of the FPS. It couldn't even run Roblox at the time too, so the PC I had couldn't even run Roblox. So every single time I would play a game, yeah, it would be really, really choppy. But like in the case of Roblox, I remember one time when I was streaming Roblox, I couldn't even stream Roblox at all. So I couldn't even stream Roblox at all, so much so that I remember my Streamlabs OBS at the time just crashed. VR chat would be more demanding than Roblox. Yeah, VR chat was also very demanding on my PC too, because it was also very choppy. So it was using an AMD A8 at the time with integrated graphics. Nowadays, though, I'm streaming with a GPU of a GTX. But back then, at the time, I was using integrated graphics cards. Yeah. But probably the reason why I was streaming VR chat and it turned out choppy at the time was definitely because while it wasn't as demanding, it was only because I was using the desktop version. So that was why at the time I was streaming. Now nowadays though with Roblox, with VR chat I stream VR. But back then I didn't have a VR setup, so I would stream on the desktop version instead. Okay. Now next one. Oh yeah. This was my first recorded VTuber sneeze. Oh my goodness. This was my first ever recorded VTuber sneeze. Should I post the clip on social media of my very first ever recorded VTuber sneeze? Wait, hold on. I probably should share it. This does take me back. Okay. We were watching a video at the time, and this was what we were watching. Man, this was my first ever recorded buddy. And we were doing a watch-along video, like a reaction video. At the time. Light mode? Yeah, we were using light mode at the time. So yeah, we were using light mode at the time. So this was my very first recorded bunny sleep clip at the time. Alright, I'm gonna go touch and hydrate. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. No worries. Thank you so much, Tia. Janoshi, thank you. Thank you for coming. Take care and rest well. Good night. Alright. I am back from the restroom. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. I was streaming. By the way, let me show you guys what my streaming setup looked like in 2021 so you guys can see what my streaming setup was like. So, this was my streaming setup back then. Yeah, it looked like this. This was my entire Streamlabs OBS at the time. So, for those of you, fun fact, I wasn't using OBS originally. In fact, in the beginning, I was using Streamlabs OBS for the longest time. And then I switched over to OBS, which is the one I currently use now. Alright. Let's go to the next one. You know, looking back at all of the older Cookie streams, so nostalgic. It was super nostalgic. And then my first outfit reveal, yeah. Also, by the way, thank you so much to all the wonderful clippers who clipped all of my older Cookie streams. It's so nostalgic to look back on, you know? But yes, if you guys ever were wondering if you guys want to get started on streaming and you have to have a gaming PC in the beginning, you don't have to start out with like a gaming PC in the beginning because I did not start it out with one. Now this was my first Pink Bunny main model. It was a 2.0 with the new update. And this was when I announced my outfit reveal, which is so nostalgic. It's so nostalgic. It's so nostalgic. I was using Vroid at the time. So this is so nostalgic. And then I had an outfit reveal, which I really, really cherish the first outfit reveal I've ever done on stream. So it's this one. A cosplay outfit reveal. By the way, do you guys want me to bring back this cookie, Sakina? Sometime? Yeah, do you guys ever want me to bring this back? But yeah, that was my very first outfit reveal that wasn't my main one. And then here's my next outfit reveal. This was my summer outfit from 2022. But yeah, the overlay, this overlay that you're seeing on these clips, that was my longest used overlay. So I kept using them until about 2023. But yeah. Look at that! This was also when I first started streaming on the newer PC too. That's why the gameplay looks different because I switched over by then to a newer PC. So that was how I was able to stream at the time. This PC that I'm currently streaming on. But yeah, do you guys ever want me to bring back a lot of the older cookie models? Like the Vroid Studio? I would love to bring that back sometime. Oh, this was my birthday Look at that. I'm really glad that I have these captured so we can look back at all the memories. But yeah, this was also when I first started making my own overlays as well. So this was my first overlay that I made. I think it was using Canva. Yeah, it was using Canva at the time. So it has my old logo, and then it has Pon Pon, which is from my current overlay. Yeah. Let me show you guys one of the most popular clips to this day. This one is still one of my most popular clips to this day. So, now hold on, I do gotta put the warning real quick. Okay. But this clip over here is still one of my most popular clips to this day. It still is one of my most popular clips to this day. Still is. Still is one of my most popular clips to this day. What was my first collab? My first collab was actually back in 2021. And it was a War Thunder collab. Yeah. So it was a War Thunder collab back in 2021. But yeah. I had a lot of different outfits at the time. Like for example, this cosplay outfit. I also would love to bring back again sometime. Anytime I see like all of my older models and clips, it does make me want to bring it back and showcase it again. But yeah, this is still one of my favorite cosplay models. But yeah, I absolutely still love it to this day. And speaking of the cosplay, actually, the T-Doll one and this one were actually turned into cosplays themselves. So I have turned several of them into cosplays, and it's just so nostalgic every single time. So it was so nostalgic every time I make the cosplays, like turn them into cosplays. It just brings back a lot of memories and nostalgia. Yeah. Oh! This was my Christmas dream! So, it wasn't always pink. In fact, for the holiday season, we actually had it in green. This was my first non-pink overlay. Technically not my first one. This was the Christmas overlay, which is not in green. And this is when my car did a cartwheel. Oh, I remember this one. This was when my car did a cartwheel at the time, and it was hilarious. So I captured it on stream because it was so hilarious to see my car doing a cartwheel. It was so funny. I could see my car at the time do a cartwheel. That was hilarious. It was super, super funny. And then my other non-pink overlay. I have several different overlays that were not pink. So this one was not pink. And then this one was not pink either. was when I did a War Thunder stream at the time, and I did a War Thunder collab. The game I was into at the time, I would stream a lot of Need for Speed Heat. So during that time, I would stream a lot of Need for Speed Heat. Funny story actually of how I got Need for Speed Heat. So I got Need for Speed Heat a couple years ago through a sale. So that was how I actually first discovered it. I think it was about $3 at the time when I got Need for Speed Heat. And so I did a collab stream. And to this day, the Need for Speed Heat collab stream and the Need for Speed Heat streams are still one of my top favorites. Like, the Need for Speed Heat stream, this is what started a domino effect of the Not Chaotic Bunny. So, without this Need for Speed Heat collab stream, the Not Chaotic Bunny nickname would not have happened if it wasn't for the Need for Speed Heat streams at the time. Yeah. So when I look back at like my Need for Speed Heat stream, you know, it brings back a lot of memories that oh! That was what's up my Sakuraimon cosplay. Not the cosplay, the model. Oh, that's Sakuraimon Cookie! Oh, look, Sakuraimon Cookie! She since graduated, though. Yeah. That's Sakuraimon Cookie. So, my very first Life 2D model, it was this one. Sakuraimon Cookie. Unfortunately, she since graduated, though. Yeah, so Sakuraimon Cookie, unfortunately, since graduated, meaning that she has since retired, so she has since graduated. So I really love Sakuraimon Cookie, and I know a lot of Cookie Nation buddies at the time really loved Sakuraimon Cookie. So it was really, really hard to part ways with the Sakuraimon Cookie because everyone loved the Sakuraimon Cookie model. And it was so nostalgic at the time. But yeah, Sakuraimon Cookie, she since graduated, so she is retired, meaning that she since graduated. Oh! This one! This is my 3rd anniversary model. This was for my 3rd anniversary. This brings me back. This brings me back. This model was revealed for my 3rd anniversary. And this model brings me back. Like all the memories and all the nostalgia. You know, looking back at every single model. It's like seeing how far you came, you know? So it does bring back a lot of nostalgic memories as well. Yeah. That was my 3rd anniversary outfit at the time. But yeah, to this day, the Sakuraimon cookie is the most popular Sakuraimon, the most popular cookie bottle at the time. Oh yeah! Oh, it's Scary Usagina! Oh my goodness! It's Scary Usagina! Scary Usagina! Scary Usagina love, guys. This is Scary Usagina! Scary Usagina love. Yeah. That was so nostalgic at the time. Super nostalgic. Oh! This is when I reached 1K! I still have the clips to this day, even though it's been on archive. I still have the clip that you guys clipped. So thank you all so much for the clips. But yeah, guys, when I hit 1K on Twitch, when we hit it 1K on Twitch, I was literally crying and was over the moon. I was crying a lot. Like, I was crying so much. Because at the time, you know, I never really thought that we would ever reach 1K. So, to hear that we reached 1K on Twitch, you know, it was so awesome. Now looking back at it, we're almost like halfway to 2,000 2K Cookie Nation buddies on Twitch, and you know it's so nostalgic looking back at all the memories and all the things that we've done and accomplished together. You know, so I'm very, very, very happy. You know that we got to reach to 1K. And then my first Summer Slam. I also have my first Summer Slam. Oh yeah! This was my first Summer Slam! I didn't have an overlay for the Summer Slam at the time. So I gotta play that song again on the ukulele. It's been a long time. Oh my goodness! This is so nostalgic! I wonder if I still remember how to play this song. But this was my first Summer Slam I did. I didn't have an overlay at the time, so I used the overlay from my own. But it's so nostalgic. It's so nostalgic. Oh yeah! Someone actually clipped my starting suit screen at the time. And this was done in Wadu though. Someone actually did. And this was my starting suit screen at one point. This brings back a lot of memories. Yeah, it does. It brings back a lot of memories. You know, the last time I used Wadu though, it was actually for my birthday concert, so Yeah. And then all the VTuber Care Awards. I want to do another VTuber Care Awards. I wanted to do another VTuber Care Awards this year, but we unfortunately don't really have the time for another VTuber Care Awards this year. So we might do another VTuber Care Awards next year because this year has been a really busy year, so we haven't had the time to like host a VTuber Care Awards. But I really want to do another VTuber Care Awards next year. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do a VTuber Care Awards. But this has to be one of my all-time favorite outfits. I did. I still love this one to this day. So, I was actually so excited to make the costume for it too, because I absolutely love this outfit so much. So, for those of you guys who are wondering about this outfit, so it was actually originally made for the previous VTuber group I was in. So that was what the uniform was, the idol uniform. Yeah, it was the idol uniform. And it brought back a lot of memories, you know, with the outfits over the years. And definitely this one. Yeah, this one was actually created originally for my VTuber group. So, for those of you that don't know me, before I actually created High VTuber Expo, I was originally an indie VTuber that did join the VTuber group that did with Corpo / group affiliated. So, this was back at the time when I was part of a VTuber group. So, I was group affiliated for a while, for about a year, and then after that, I went back to. I went back to indie for a bit, and then I found that High VTuber Expo. Yeah. So that outfit does bring back memories, and it still is one of my favorites to this day. Still is one of my favorites. My birthday stream! And even my SummerSlam one. I think it was the last couple months before we switched over to the current Mage one. But this one was for the SummerSlam. This was about the last couple months we had with Sakuraimon Cookie before we switched over. Man, the Sakuraimon Cookie one brings back memories. Because Sakuraimon Cookie since graduated, yeah? So Sakuraimon Cookie brings back a lot of memories too. And then my debut stream, I re-debuted. Which actually, in about 2 months, it's actually going to be my anniversary since I re-debuted. So we're going to do a celebration. Celebrate my 1 year of my re-debut. This year will be 1 year since I re-debuted. And it brings back so much memories. So much memories. So much memories. Wait, hold on. Wait. Let me show you guys. Oh my goodness, this brings me back! This brings me back! And it's only been 1 year. Almost 1 year since I re-debuted with the model. So yeah. That is all I wanted to talk about with all of the memories that I've made. So, what advice do I have for you guys? So, alright. So, let me see. So, my advice is in the beginning, when you're first creating your content, first of all, you want to enjoy what you're doing. So, first of all, my advice, for any aspiring YouTuber out there is, enjoy what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, you know, if you're enjoying what you're doing, then the audience can tell. Alright, I'm gonna go check the hydrant. Hold on. Alright, so I did some stretching and I am hydrated, buddy. So, let's talk a little bit about some advice that I have for aspiring YouTubers out there. So, first of all, enjoy what you're doing. Because the audience can definitely tell if you are not enjoying something. So, what topic that you're streaming on can definitely tell is definitely something that they can tell. Like the topics that you're streaming is the audience can tell whether you're enjoying the topic or not. So if they see that what topic you're streaming is not enjoyable, then the audience can detect that and they can tell when you're not enjoying, the topic that you're streaming. So, first of all, you want to make sure that you're having fun. You want to make sure that you are enjoying what you are streaming. That is definitely very, very important. Is ensuring that whatever topic you're streaming, it's something that you enjoy. Like, for example, for me personally, I really do enjoy tactical, mecha, and fighting games, and the audience can tell. Like, when I was streaming Need for Speed Heat, for example, they really enjoyed it. The Tetrio streams, they enjoyed it. And it was because it was something that me and Cookie Nation can generally enjoy together. So, you want to, first of all, ensure that it's something that you enjoy. And something that you really want to do. Second, your content doesn't have to be perfect in the beginning. Like, you could start, like, what I did, for example, when I first started creating content, you could start using, like, my very first microphone, for example, fun fact, I wasn't even using a microphone. My very first microphone, in fact, it was basically like a headset microphone. and then the microphone that was integrated with like the PC at the time. So you don't have to start out with, like a gaming PC and a microphone in the beginning, because on my end, I didn't start out with that either. And do keep in mind though that gaming PCs as equipment can be expensive. So with starting out with like the equipment you have is definitely the key. It's definitely the key. To ensuring, whether streaming is for you or not. Being an entertainer, being a streamer, and a content creator. You know, when you're, when you're streaming, it's not just about, creating content. It's also ensuring that everyone has the best experience too. So, if the audience sees that, if the audience sees that you're enjoying it, then you'll enjoy it too. So you want to make sure that whatever you're streaming is something that you enjoy, and so does your audience. Yeah. Yeah. Having fun is important. You don't need to start out with the best equipment in the beginning. And if you don't have a custom made model, that's okay too. Because when I first started streaming, I didn't even had a live 2D model. I was using a PNG, and then I used the Vinoid models at the time. I used programs like Wakaru at the time. So you don't have to start out with a custom-made live 2D model in the beginning. So you can work on using programs like Vinoid Studio or PNG in the beginning, or even like custom-made live 2D models, because nowadays there are plenty of custom-made live 2D models. There are plenty of custom-made live 2D models that are out there nowadays. So if you're not able to afford a custom-made live 2D model, that's absolutely fine. Because nowadays there are plenty of customizable pre-made live 2D models out there. And I can actually recommend you a couple of pre-made live 2D models. So if you guys ever want to look at pre-made live 2D models that are out there, there is a website where you can see all of the pre-made live 2D models that are out there. Actually, do you guys want me to bring back Sakuraimon Cookie for a while? For a little bit? So I can show you guys what it looks like? Okay. Hold on. I want to bring back Sakuraimon Cookie so you guys can see. It's been a long time since I used Sakuraimon Cookie. So. Sakuraimon Cookie! Sakuraimon Cookie! Sakuraimon Cookie! It's been a long while. But yeah. This one was the model I was using in the beginning for a long time. And this was a pre-made live 2D model that I was using in the beginning. So I will. But yeah, it's been a while since Sakuraimon Cookie made an appearance. I know Sakuraimon Cookie graduated, but I wanted to show you guys the model that I was using in the beginning. My first Live 2D model. There are plenty of Live 2D models that you could use that are customizable. Like this one, for example. Sakuraimon Cookie. Alright. Thank you, Sakuraimon Cookie. We're gonna switch back to... Yeah. But yeah, you don't need to start out with a custom-made Live 2D model in the beginning, you know? You could use a customizable, pre-made one, like the Sakuraimon one, which I demonstrated. Also, by the way, yeah, Sakuraimon Cookie for those of you in the chat. You guys can feel free to say hi to Sakuraimon Cookie. This is Sakuraimon Cookie's mini return since her graduation. But yeah, you can start out with pre-made Live 2D models in the beginning. Oh, by the way, do you guys want me to switch over to VC Face? So I can show you guys what I mean. Wait, hold on. I want to demonstrate what I mean by using like Vroid or like pre-made models. Okay. Are you guys ready to see? Are you guys ready to see what Cookie Usagita was back then? Okay, here we go. Alright, hold on. It's been a while since we last used VC Face. Alright. Are you guys ready to see my VC Face model? Okay. Let me show you guys. Like this one, yeah, like this one. This one, for example. Now hold on. I can't get... Okay. I can get a track in VC Face. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Okay, you guys ready? So, it could also be like this too. So, whether it's a pre-made Live 2D model or a Readoid model. Either one could be really good for your journey. Or you could also use a PNG one. Let me see. Do I still have my PNG one? Let me see. Hold on. Let me show you guys real quick. It could be like this one too. Okay, hold on. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys my PNG real quick. This will be my Fuki Tech. Hold on one moment. Wait, hold on. So, let me show you guys my Fuki Tech. See what I mean by PNG. Okay. So, let me show you guys what I mean by PNG. So, hold on. Are you guys ready? But yeah, it could be like this one too. So, there are plenty of different ways that you could showcase your VTubing. So, for this example, you could use either like a PNG. This is done using Fuki Tech. So, you could have it interact. Like, for example, this way. All you need is just like a Discord and your Fuki Tech link. And then you could have it connect like this one. So like this, yeah? Pretty interesting, huh? But yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate it. Okay. With that being said, but yeah, that's a lot of different ways that you can get started as a VTuber. So you could do Fuki Tech, you could do a PNG model, you could do VC face, Void, or even like a pre-made Live 2D model. There are plenty of different ways that you can get started with streaming at B2B. Plus, you don't have to have the best of the best in the beginning, because when I first started, being a VTuber, I did not had a gaming PC, but I upgraded over time. So that was that as well. And then the last streamer advice. That I have as a streamer too, I could definitely say, my last streamer advice definitely I would say is definitely work to, as a content creator, definitely work to make the content even better. Putting in the content. Because if you're putting in the content, you could use the content creation experience to get even better and improve as a content creator. And I believe in you. I believe in you. You got this. I believe in you. I do believe in you. And you got this. I know you can do it. And that's the advice that I have. It's having fun, enjoying content, and, you could make videos, for example, for content. I've also done like short form video content as well. You could live stream. You could even do like a song cover or like a time lapse of your art as content. But yeah, I would definitely say that, if you want to be a content creator, you know, being successful in whatever you want to do, it's not just about enjoying the content, but it's also about, you know, putting in the work to make the content, happen. But yeah, that's all the advice that I have. Putting in the work to make the content happen so that, you can be better as a content creator, because content creation is not easy. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes too. So that's definitely just one of my advice that I have. But yeah. And I could definitely also say too that, you know, there's gonna be trials and tribulations in content creation too. Especially when you first start out as a content creator, you know, there's gonna be a lot of trials and tribulations, that you will be going through as a content creator. And it is not it is kind of like the journey basically. So ensure that you enjoy the journey too. And do remember, I believe in you. You got this, and you can do it. I believe in you. I believe, and I know that you can. You know, content creation is not just about making content; it's also about entertainment too. Being an entertainer. Making people smile, putting on a show for people to enjoy. It's a lot that goes behind the scenes of being a content creator. There is a lot that goes into all of this. You know, and I believe in you. I know you can do it, and I believe in you. And that is the advice that I want to say as a content creator. I'm gonna answer, I think, one more question, and then I think we're gonna go on with our raid for today. But the trials and tribulations I'm gonna talk about before tribulations of my content creation experience. And remember, just like what I said back then, you can do it. You got this. I believe in you. And I believe in your content creation experience too. You got this. You can do it. And I know you can. Just like what I said, back then. And even now, that message still does apply. I believe in you. So, trials and tribulations. My experiences with trials and tribulations. By the way, we're gonna rate Ariel Nonabushi because she's celebrating 6K on YouTube, and I want to go congratulate my friend. I'm very proud of her. She's worked incredibly hard to get to where she is, and she is a good friend, and she makes awesome music, and she's just an awesome person in general. Like, She's an awesome, talented musician and very hardworking. So we're gonna go give her a raid to congratulate her. But my trials and tribulations that I went through. Hmm. My trials and tribulations, definitely. There were so different trials and tribulations that I went through as a streamer over the past couple of years. One was definitely getting Twitch affiliates. For me, because my PC at the time was not the best, it took me almost a year to get affiliates. So it took almost a year for me to get Twitch affiliates. When I got Twitch affiliate, I was really excited. And I did achieve that with an all-in-one PC too. So it was something that I was very happy and very proud of achieving. I was very, very happy. And then, oh yeah, another trials and tribulations I went through. One of the trials and tribulations, one of the biggest challenges that I went through as a streamer when I first started was definitely the equipment. So, as I told you guys earlier, I did not start it out on a gaming PC. In fact, when I started streaming, I was streaming on an all-in-one PC. So, at the time when I first started, streaming on an all-in-one PC, it was all I could afford, yeah. So, at the time, when I was streaming on an all-in-one PC, that was all, you know, all that, you know, my family and I could afford at the time. So, that was why I was streaming on an all-in-one at the time. But yeah, that was the reason why I was streaming on all-in-one, because at the time, my family and I couldn't really afford a gaming PC, so I had to make do with the equipment I had, which was like, the headphones with the gamer mic. You know, we couldn't really afford like a gaming PC at the time, which was one of the biggest challenges. So definitely was one of the biggest trials and tribulations I went through was, you know, upgrading my PC and upgrading my equipment. So that was definitely one of the challenges I went through was the equipment upgrades. Looking back at all of the all in one, I'm really glad that, I did stream all the all in one because it really did showcase it really did showcase, that despite that, I was streaming on an all in one PC, I still had the determination and the confidence of never giving up to try content creation out. You know, Even though I was streaming on an all in one, I'm very glad that I didn't give up in the end and I kept making content despite, streaming on an all in one. So I'm very, very happy, looking back at it that I never gave up on it. So I'm very grateful to Mama Usagira for getting me the all in one because it really did kickstarted, my streaming career. And not only my streaming career, but it also what led me to, kickstarted my streaming career. So I'm very happy I got it. And I'm very happy that I got to try out streaming on an all in one. So that's what makes me really happy, looking back is, all the memories we made together with each and every single model, and, all the equipment upgrades that we've gotten, it just makes me really happy. So I am forever grateful to Mama Usagera for getting me the all-in-one PC, the Dell all-in-one that kickstarted my streaming career. Because even though at the time on my end it wasn't the highest quality, it showed that, I was very, very persistent and not willing to give up on my content creation journey. And you know what? That is something that I'm very, very happy about. I am someone, after all, that doesn't really want to give up so easily. After all, it is the foundation of who I am as a content creator. Like, I don't give up so easily in my content creation journey. So that is something that I'm very grateful for. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that I wanted to open up with you guys about today. It was all about my content creation journey and not giving up. And, if you guys ever do decide to become a VTuber or a content creator, I want to tell you to never give up in your content creation journey. Even if you don't have the strongest PC in the beginning, even if you don't have, the strongest PC in the beginning, or the strongest microphone in the beginning, or like the strongest PC in the beginning, like what I did, you could always upgrade it as time and time goes on, like I did. But yeah, you guys have any more questions that you guys want me to answer before we raid Ariel Notobushi? Any questions that you guys have before we go raid Ariel Notobushi? Alright. Anybody else have any additional questions before we go raid Ariel Notobushi? But yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming today. I am very, very happy that I got to answer your guys' questions and give you guys some advice. We still have some more 5th anniversary streams later on, so do stay tuned. Also, I'm planning on starting to fulfill all of your guys' stream incentives for the SummerSlam starting tomorrow. So please look forward to it as well. I think I'll be doing 2 YouTube streams starting this week as well. So yeah, please look forward to it, everybody. Alright. With that being said, does anybody else have any last minute questions or anything before we go raid Ariel Notobushi? So if you guys want to follow me on my Discord, you guys can. If you guys want to follow me on my Blue Sky, I have my Blue Sky. Right over here. I do have my Blue Sky right over here. If you guys want to follow my Blue Sky. Also, a very huge shout out to all of the Cookie Nation buddies, both past and present and OG, and my VTuber friends as well. I want to give you guys a huge shout out and a thank you for being with me on the journey for the past 5 years. It wasn't an easy journey, so I'm very, very happy that, we could be in this journey. But yeah, with that being said, everyone, that is going to be pretty much it for today. Thank you guys all so much. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys all enjoyed today's Q&A stream. If you guys have any other questions, do feel free to ask in my Marshmallow. But we do have another 5th anniversary special. So just stay tuned. We're gonna do a 5th anniversary special karaoke on YouTube. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much. We're gonna go rate Addie on Little Bushy. Please do feel free to go give her all the love and support and congratulate her on reaching 6K on YouTube. 6K is awesome. So make sure you guys go check out Addie on Little Bushy. She's amazing. She's super hardworking and her music is amazing. So make sure you give her all the love and support. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's stream. And yeah, that's Otsa Cookie for you today. Yeah, Otsa Cookie. Otsa Cookie! Yeah, Otsa Cookie! Alright. Well, I'm gonna be heading on to our raid with Ariana Bushy. Thank you guys all so much. Please do take care. And Otsa Cookie. I'll see you guys actually. Oh wait, before we say Otsa Cookie on our raid, I gotta go over the schedule really quick. Oh, my apologies. I forgot. We gotta go over the schedule. My apologies, guys. So, tomorrow's stream. I will see you guys tomorrow. Because tomorrow we have a Gundam stream. Gundam Next Plus is our next stream. And it's gonna be right here on Twitch tomorrow. So please do feel free to check